filling up buckets one by one to restore a piece of history. Edward Dawson struck it rich in 1899, finding gold in Witchcliff. Work is underway to restore the Costine back to its original condition.
People wanted to come here and see the actual gold diggings, but no one was here to show them. Now we're going to preserve the site. It's very important that we save these historic diggings throughout the state, especially for Margaret River being a major tourism centre.
This video has been a long time coming. I've received hundreds of messages asking to make this video, and today is the day.
Since his discovery more than 100 years ago, prospectors have tried their luck at the site.
He ended up finding the Yelling Up Caves and was a cave guide there directly after he found the gold here.
Tom put a call out to the community for help, and I knew I was the man for the job. I was astonished at the capacity these guys could work at given their age. It was bloody brilliant working as a team to achieve the same goal, finding gold. But I guess it was story time.
Now, this gold section here was found in 1899 by a bloke named Edward Dawson. Now, Edward Dawson, he was quite famous because he was a local, believe it or not. And he had a claim in the 1896 gold rush down the road. But in the meantime, of course, the story of Tracker's Reef, the lost reef out here, made by Jimmy, a Bujawa dandy person, he was tracking for the mining forestry. The mining company is not here. And halfway from between Bustleton and Augusta, took him 6 months to do with a horse and dray, cut his way through to see if it was possible for a new track to be put through. Now, he had to cut through this area here. Now, what happened, as soon as he got into what I call a zone called the Lewin Block, which is known as, the chances you finding gold are quite high because geologically it is gold can exist. In those days, they didn't know it did, of course. So what happened is that he was halfway in his trip, and he came across a valley, and it had big ironstone boulders. Now, the ironstone he's referring to is what I've got in my hand. We call it a laterite. It can contain a lot of iron in it, but it's basically a mineral rock that can suck in everything from around it. And you get higher assays in these rocks than what you would do in a quartz rock, say, nearby. The reason why, it just has a leaching purpose where all the acids have gone through the surface and accumulated down below with a bit of pressure on it, and it forms a new rock. Now, if this rock was sitting on top a reef such as this that had gold in, it would usually end up in the laterite on the surface. And after weathering away on millions of years, thus you get a hard rock. There's a rock. Now, Tracker, he found on the side of a hill in what he called ironstone, but there is no actual stone around. It's used a laterite, and we know it's all around, which I can pass this rock around. It's a laterite. Now, he wasn't a prospector, of course. And the horse and dray, what happened is it cracked a rock open with one of the wheels. So it got out because it got stuck on the side of a hill in a valley. And when he looked, the gold was what he thought was all pyrite. Big solid mass of pyrite. So he had a look at the area around, climbed up to the top of the ridge, and there were these massive grey ironstone boulders, which the piece that he had come off of. Now, the laterite had spread all down the valley, but it had mould on it. So he couldn't see or locate any more gold because it was covered in mould, which might give you an indication where it might be. If you're a geologist or a weather bureau or conservationist, you might know where the mould might be. So when he got 3 months later, he got back to MC Davies, which was the timber merchant in Augusta who employed him. He was in a goldfields in Victoria originally, so he knew what gold might be. So what happened, he put it on a ship, sent it to Perth to get assayed. 3 months later it come back, so it was a 6 month time had gone in between, and it assayed at 3 ounces of gold. Now that is a lot of gold in 1 or 2 pieces of rock, so you could probably 1.5 ounces in each piece he got. What he did, he got 3 gold rings, or 2 or 3, it varies, some people say 3, some people say 2. He made in the Bustleton jewellers, and the rest of the rock he kept. Now that's started a mini gold rush from Augusta and Bustleton, and they all come combing through the area that he tracked through, and he gave them a description, but he never went back out. For unknown reason, being Aboriginal, I recommended that he might have got lynched if he couldn't find it, so I would have to ask Wayne, but I know what he would say. It's probably the same thing, that yeah, it was pretty dangerous for an Aboriginal to go out with prospectors, and just in case he didn't find gold, they would, all the time they spent, as we know later in the goldfields, they lynched him or threw him down the shaft. So he didn't want to suffer that fate, so he gave him the story and never went back again. And that was a local Aboriginal. So what happened later, they all combed through the area. This is in 1873 to 1874. He was one of the 3rd persons to find gold in Western Australia. First one was in Albany. Second one was in the head of the Irwin River, which is inland from Perth. So it was the same time of year as Tracker, so he was either 2nd or 3rd, we can't say with the actual date in, but he was one of the first people to find gold in Western Australia, so it goes down in history now. And you can read it in my book, of course, if you want to purchase it. It's over there for $25. $5 discount for you guys. Anyway, I'll get back to the story. Now, after that, of course, people were looking along this hill range. 1896, the gold rush started down the road, and of course people did venture out this way. There were 4 claims on top of the hill, about 2 kilometres away, and it does form a bit of this network here. It's one of the dikes that run alongside, and this area here has approximately 250 metres wide that we could tell on top of the ground from rock chip assaying. And the rock chip assaying that I did, which is the whole block, goes from southwest over to northeast, and it's about 200 metres wide on the surface. It's granite on the edges that are exposed, and the granite is suitable for gold, having said by geologists such as what we have here. But he hasn't said it, but the other ones I've been with have. Sorry, I beat you to it. Now, because my exploration license, which you can read the results in the book that I've done, plus you can go to the mining, because I have to give my results in. We have all types of rare earth minerals here in abundance. One of the unknown ones that never been found before around here, indeed in the southwest, was rhyodium. RH is the symbol, and it's one of the rarest metals on Earth. So we're actually standing on a very rare occurrence of minerals. There are many others in the book, but I won't go all through them that are underneath of us. Obviously copper, silver, platinum, palladium, all the rare things you could ever want to hope in one place.
God, don't tell Alcoa.
They are quite able to get my mining records. It's no secret anymore. So I was the last one to have the exploration license here, and hopefully the government, who I've talked to, wanted to keep this area for tourism and for fossickers, at least while they're in government, which don't know how long, but we can say safely for a few years. So this area here, if you had an exploration license put in, then more than likely you won't get it, and you have to go through different avenues from the, and even then you'd be very lucky to get it. So we've got this for tourism. We've got potential for tourists to come through from overseas. We've got the potential for local people to come and fossick. And this being one of the most newly found gold areas, it hasn't been touched by the modern day metal detector operators. I've only released the findings since 2005 when I wrote the book. And since then, of course, they didn't have the mapping like I put in my latest book. So now it's out there for everyone, even GPS coordinates. So anyone now can go to the area where I've got gold, assayed, proven, and you know you're standing on gold. Now, I've never used a metal detector here. Only now and again, maybe just around here, there. It was an old one. But since then, I did gold tours, and numerous people picked up gold here with the detectors. And one place is a gum tree, a big gum tree, not more than 20 metres from here, all around the base in a rock called laterite, which is what I'm holding here. It had a little bit of quartz in because I was here with him, of course. He was paying me to be here. And there would have been about a dozen boulders, and every one had gold in. And I left him here chipping them up, and when I come back, every boulder had gone. That was a couple of days later. So he loaded them all into his ute and took them. So I went over with a metal detector to see if I could get anything, and no. Just your normal specks that you'd see around here. But for some reason or other, this laterite can hold some really good gold around here. We call it, in the old days they said it was ironstone, but we know it's laterite, sedimentary rock. So, if you're looking for gold around here, concentrate on this rock. I can't tell you more because this rock could be sitting on top of the white quartz that you see here. Though you might not see it in the rock on the surface, there's always indications like this rock. You'll see little specks in it of quartz.
It's like a conglomerate.
You can pass that around just so everyone knows what the gold's in. Now that's not to say it's in the quartz, which is what you're seeing on the ground here. That's probably the base, but I know it has ironstone in it because the original nugget picked up, which this is not the original, but it's a little bit smaller, and if you haven't seen gold before, I suggest you have a look at it so we can pass that around. Make sure it gets back to me. But Peter Ignoddy's father, named Amor Ignoddy, not more than 230 metres from here or less, between here and the next track, he found a nugget that size sitting on top of the ground.
Oh, sunbaker.
Sitting on top of the ground while they were working for the forestry. So his son still has it, and you can see a picture of me in the book holding it. It's very dinky doy, and it had a piece of black on it. And me under an eyeglass, of course, I inspect the nut, and that would mean it's in ironstone or in a laterite that had ironstone in and was still attached to it. So all I can say is if you see black ironstone around, which is always nearly present around here, and usually there's gold near it, because where these ironstone pebbles, every time I found gold or had a good assay, they were present. It might not be elsewhere, but there was always an accumulation of these pebbles of black ironstone. I had some tested. They were mostly titanium, aluminium, a few rare earth metals, and a few other nasties in there that will go bing on your detector. But don't be confused, because that rock I passed around, that had the tracker got 3 ounces of gold in it. Where we're digging here, which get back to this situation, the original reef is where that big quartz that was coming through the surface. So when I was here, that was on both sides. It was poking up through the surface when I first found it, and the costine went straight through the middle, meaning that this rock here had washed down over there to there where I picked it up, probably just about a few metres in, and I was snapping every rock I could see, and I just happened to glance on that one. And there it is. The prospectors, this pile here, when I first got here 20 or 30 years ago, whatever, it was that high. And what they'd done, because where you see that big white boulder sitting in there of quartz, that's where the main reef was. So this had in that, this was in there. Obviously it's the same rock, it was only just there. This one here is completely different. For whatever reason, they threw all the gold out here and never tested. Because when I came along with a gold pan, like your prospectors do, you test all the way along. And as soon as I got to here, all of a sudden I got gold. I thought, well, how can it be? Up there wasn't much. Here, and I thought, I'll just take a sample from up the top here. It was full of gold. And I thought, how could they throw it out? How? It's impossible. They stopped right on top of where the gold is. In fact, threw it out over there. So they're not very good prospectors, Edward Dawson. He did up finding the Yellow Cave, so he became famous for that. But as far as finding gold, this is his only fame, which might be the biggest one yet. Who knows? So with that in mind, back to work.
Why are you standing here? why you've got all that gold.
Why am I standing here?
Yeah.
That's what everyone put on the Facebook.
Go
Why not?
away and
Because if you go all through my books that I wrote, I'm a giver, not a taker.
okay.
And what I want to do is have everyone enjoy themselves. I don't care about, it's gold, but I'm not doing it for money. So that's fine. I'm doing it to have everyone enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to enjoy it. So people can come out and enjoy themselves like I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's my motto.
open it, keep it open for everyone. And I know mining companies have got nice levies on their property, but that's the reason. I do not want to go into that ground and be buried over without having given something away.
Yeah.
So I've done it always.
So it's karma. What you give out into the universe, you get back.
That's
you know.
it. But don't tell me where you found the gold, because I'll probably put it in a book. That's the only problem.
Jeez. Holy dooly.
Find that.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wow. Jeez.
That's
See?
decent.
That's
What's that weigh?
gold.
I think about 7, I think.
7 ounces.
Melbourne gold.
Nullagoin, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Heavy, very heavy. Yeah. It's like lead.
And true to Tom's word, we were finding the weathered red stained quartz as promised.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty chunky piece of gold.
Some very interesting geology indeed. Even nabbed some of the gold-rich laterite Tom was talking about. Whilst enjoying the full moon setting over the workings, more interesting rock was unearthed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see a different, it might be what's splitting up.
Tom had indicated that we had struck a potential gold-rich layer, so it was time to bring out the big guns. Scanning all of the dirt that came out of this section, we were super excited to see some Margaret River gold. And someone just had to show off their new toy. Testing the hole as we went, we could feel the excitement in the dusty air.
My boots, don't get excited. I'm going to dig a bit more of that out here. Put it back in the butter, mate.
There's a, no, with singles, there's a
Oh, the metal handle, yeah.
Is it? Oh,
Park on the other
me
side.
before.
Full of gold.
Metal handle. Oh. No, it was the metal handle of the bucket. It wasn't me that time, Tom.
We think there's several reefs there in the Costine, so we're getting down close to exposing at least one of them.
Showing the boys a thing or two, we jumped at the idea of striking it rich and claiming all the glory. Brett also earned his keep and might have found a target, so we moved to a more methodical process.
Yes, we've It's in one of those rocks. In these. It's right there somewhere, isn't it? It's in that top half, isn't it? So look at that. onto it.
Separate the piles. There you go, yep, try again. Alright, do you have a scoop?
Yeah, I do. You reckon it's in that?
100%. Alright.
It's not in that anymore.
Scoop. Alright,
Yeah.
you know the technique?
I think I can see it. Looks like rust.
It could be a chip from the shovel.
Yeah. God, it's pretty tiny if it is.
Yeah.
Not in that. And here's something. Yeah, I can see it. Oh. If it is, it's tiny.
I guess we'll keep going until
Oh, I can see it.
you see it.
Yeah, the piece of metal.
Yeah, yeah.
Piece of metal right there. It's not gold. It's off the pick. Oh, bugger. Yeah, you can see the shiny in the bit of metal scraping.
Yeah, it could be a part from the pick, just chipped off.
Well, I was getting a 6 and a 7 iron on a piece of gold a few weeks ago. See something in there. What is it? Not seeing it. Down to much. It's gotta be metal. There's nothing shiny in there.
Over here, it's scraping over there.
Oh, wait, I see something on
Oh,
my
you can see it there. Yeah, it is metal. It's from the pick. Oh, I reckon it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
The Margaret River and Districts Historical Society hopes to turn this spot into a location for tourists to come and learn about the region's gold history. Asher Gibbon, 7 News.
Well, thanks for the invite down, Tom.
Thank you.
Hopefully we've made a dent. We're going to follow up some of your leads now and go swing the 6,000.
Well, as the East Witchcliff gold mine, although I personally think it's only fine gold,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've never panned anything bigger than a pinhead, but that's it.
Oh, you
But
just
you
never
never
know.
know.
You never know
No,
unless you
because
go.
I'm not
isn't it?
listen detectors, but in my opinion, they're all from there backwards this way.
Yep.
And
We'll work on that
sometimes
theory.
it's just fine gold, depends on the rock, you know,
Oh,
where it's
exactly.
coming from. you know.
Exactly.
But this Tracker's Lost Reef could be this valley, could be the next one or the next one. One of the three. And now it goes all the way out to a very person found gold at the fault line, just before the fault line.
Yeah, okay.
And it's the same this line as this.
Yep.
Exactly. So he went a bit further than what I did and came up with gold.
Oh, wow.
And there you go.
Wow. Oh, exactly. Oh, you still got to get out and find it, though. That's the thing. So appreciate it. So thanks, guys.
It was a long day, but the results were a team effort. The reef had been exposed and Tom's request for help had been successful. Stay tuned for next week as we head deep into the thick Margaret River bush on the hunt for Tracker's gold.